I tic-tac, biggity rap, the fuck off, deux fêtes de tape, deux cartes de bleu gras. À chaque coup, c'est français qui se pointe. Coup de poing, avait jamais fait ça, tu oui de même. Deux puffs, dégueulateur, un classique. Il devient blanc comme l'hiver, y'oublie qu'il dégueulasse.
I was going to tell the story of when I was 18, I was in Bed Bath & Beyond and ran into the rapper Common Sense, who was buying silk sheets. And because I was such a fan, I geeked out and didn't know what to say, and instead just like raised my fist in the air and gave him a Black Power salute. But I felt like that was instead a good prologue to sort of just like set the scene of how often I humiliated myself at 18 in meeting celebrities. So I was also equally, if not more so, obsessed with Jimmy Fallon when I was a freshman in college. One of my bandmates was dating at the time a member of SNL. So they had a party at their house, and I had never been to a party where there was going to be like a number of celebrities. So I went and I was super nervous, and of course the first person I see is Jimmy Fallon, and I like freak out, and I go up to my friend and I'm like, he introduced me to Jimmy, like I love him, and I'm so nervous. And she's like, Jimmy's super nice, just like go up to him yourself, don't worry about it, he's gonna be cool. And I was like, okay. And so of course I didn't because I was nervous, and I went up to the bar because it was like a swanky event and they had a bartender, and who comes up to the bar but Jimmy Fallon, and it's just the two of us, and he orders a drink, and then he turns to me and he's just like, hi. And I just stared at him blankly and turned around and walked away. So that was like a totally squandered opportunity, and I was beating myself up. And then I was like on a serious fucking mission. I was like, you know what? That was like God telling me something, like this is my night to meet Jimmy Fallon. I'm gonna make it happen. And I saw that he was like in the corner talking to these two like pretty basic hoes, if I'm gonna be honest. And so I was like, you know, I've got a shot. If he's talking to the basic hoes, I've got a shot. I was wearing a sailor cap. It was a vintage sailor cap. I thought it was like the height of fashion at the time. So I really felt like I was crushing it. And so, but I noticed when he was talking to these girls that he was saying his goodbyes, and I was like, oh my God, like the window is closing. So I'm like, this is the moment, have to do it. And so when I turn around, he is now saying his goodbyes to like the most intimidating trifecta of celebrities at that moment in my life, which was Matthew Broderick and Amy Sedaris. So these three people are like saying their goodbyes, and in my like state of lust-filled panic, I just like beeline. And Matthew Broderick and Jimmy Fallon are just like reaching in for a farewell handshake, and I intercept it and grab Jimmy's hand. They all turn to me and look at me with like a mixture of horror and probably intrigue, because only a sociopath would do such a thing. And I was wearing a sailor hat, as I mentioned, and I just said, good night, Jimmy, and walked away. And so I guess the point of the story is, you know, mission fucking accomplished. You know what I mean? And also, don't wear hats. I think I've never worn a hat since, except for totally pragmatic purposes.
Deux cartes de bleu gras. À chaque coup, c'est français qui se pointe. Coup de poing, avait jamais fait ça, tu oui.